Alright, so I have this template of existing script that we need. This is the basic structure. This is what we added previously. We just added a new class, which is defined here. This is the class that we need. Now, these includes are what we need to make sure that we don't get any sort of errors like red underlines when we compile it, because some of the functions here require external header files access. To get that, they obviously need the header file access through the include text. So what we have here is a very simple gossip system template that we will adjust right now. This is the main function that we need. This is how we add gossip items. Now, a gossip item is basically what we see here. This is the text that we will see. Before each text, we have a different symbol. This is what's defining the symbol. We can have additional symbols by right-clicking, peak definition, and we can see here all the ones that exist within the server, if it's being used or not. We have 20, it seems. You can add more of your own, obviously through custom modifications. And there are a few that we don't want to use, like it says in the note. But yeah, you can basically explore. You can see what's what each one means, what it displays in game, and this is about it. This is the symbol, like we said. This is the text, and this is the case that it will go to. Which means whenever you click on this specific line within the system in game through the creature, it will send the gossip menu into the appropriate case. Now the case here is called action. Action, we can also rename it if you want. We can call it case. No, we cannot. Alright, so it will be called action. Each action has a different ID, and each ID is, like, related to on gossip hello. Now, it doesn't mean that within gossip select we cannot have additional I'll skip that. All right. So whenever we click here, this is what will happen. Within the case, we start the case by having the word case, the number, and column. We end the case by having break at the end and a semicolon. Now, if we want to define several cases, like if we want case number 1, 2, and 3 to be identical, we do like this. Case 2 and case 3, exactly like that. Now we just defined 3 cases, and if we have case number 1, number 2, or number 3, all of them will do the exact same thing. Obviously, we can do like the additional cases. We're not really limited by any number of cases. Just need to remember that this is an unsigned integer 32. It has basically an infinite amount of cases, but we are limited to 32 gossip cases, which means we cannot have more than 32 gossip menus on each in each function, not on gossip hello and not on gossip select. That means we are limited to 35. Actually, let me check it. Yeah, 32. Alright, so we're limited to 32 gossip cases at all times. Obviously, we do not want 3 cases to do the exact same thing. We need 1 for each item that we have. So let's reserve case number 1 and case number 0, because in C++, 0 is also a number. Let's do case 0, which will be close gossip menu. We will need it if we ever want to do like a close gossip menu or something like that. So let's start with close gossip menu 4, and it requires the player himself. Now player is being linked, it doesn't require too much work. Just type your player or whatever definition you have here after the pointer of this class. In here it's player, just like that. So case number 0 will be close the gossip menu. Case number 1 will be refresh the menu. Refresh, which means close the menu, clear the menu itself, then reopen gossip hello, which will link this entire thing from the start. One thing we don't have here is a clear gossip menu, just like we have here. That's not really good. We can have several options to do that. We can have clear gossip menu 4 and player, or we can have this method. Doesn't really matter. We have multiple things, multiple commands that do the exact same thing. I obviously prefer the short one. So we're going to need to copy this. We're going to need to paste it here. And whenever we open the gossip menu, it will first of all clear it. If we have anything previously, it will clear it, and it will show us only this updated menu from this point forth. Now we want to do something a little bit different. I'm gonna Control D, which means duplicate, and I'm gonna do here never mind. By adding this never mind, I give people the option to close the gossip menu, to close like the interface of this entire system by clicking on this never mind button. By clicking it, it will close the gossip menu. Sorry, here. It will close the gossip menu, and it will require me to re-interact with the NPC in order to see the script again. I'm saying script, players in game will see a menu, not a script. So in addition to that, I want case number 2, which will be give me money. Alright, obviously this will be case number 2. Now, what do we have in case number 2? We have not defined it yet. Give me money. Let's do something like give me gold. Let's give him 10 gold. To do that, I'm gonna need to go into player, have this arrow thing, bigger, smaller than, and we can see all the commands that the player functionality has. Let's type something and see if it does anything. Money. Yeah, it shrinks the list significantly. Let's do update money. No. Modify money. All right, amount. This is an integer 32. Integer 32 means that it can be positive and negative. Obviously we want positive, so we do not need any symbol before we do anything. And this is in Coopers, so we need 10 times gold, which is exactly that. And we do not need to do anything other than that. Alright, so now the player will get 10 gold by talking to the NPC, but we want the player to get a message as well. So let's make the player get a notification as well for getting 10 gold. We do that by doing player get session. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need to add the session here. As you see, the header files are really important. Include session, it's world session, get session, and we can get send notification. You will get used to these commands very simply by using it a lot. The notification will be you got 10 gold. Alright, now notification is when you get like an on-screen message. It's not within your text box. If we want it to be within the text box, we're going to need to use a chat handler. To do that, we can do include chat.h, and we can do here chat handler. We need the player session, get session, and here we do dot instead of arrow. We need dot p-send sysmessage, and we can type here whatever we want. As you can see, we have several variables. One of them is being the entry. We do not need that. This is related to the database, tc string. It's not really related to us. We need the constant char related one. So add quotation marks, and we will do you got 10 gold, and we will type here text box. Now whenever we click on the second option in the system in game, it will send us two notifications. One of them is on screen, the other one is a text box message, and it will adjust our gold to be whatever amount of gold we have plus 10. Now I'm gonna save it because we have hot swapping enabled. I'm gonna save it and we will see what it does in the game. I saved it. Now hot swapping should start building a custom solution to this entire script. We're gonna see how it goes. We will not be able to interact with the script in the game because we do not have the teleporter NPC in the game yet. So I'm gonna need to fix it right now. I'm gonna copy this. Gonna clone this creature here. No, not this. Gonna clone someone. We need someone with faction 35 or whatever. We need this. We need NPC flag number 1. 1 being a gossip NPC, which is what we need because we add a gossip creature. So I'm gonna call it Serverlands Gossip. No, actually, I'm gonna call it Teleporter. Yeah, keep it all the same. Just gonna need this to be 9001. 90,000, not 9,000. I don't know why I said 9,000. And gonna paste this here. Teleporter. Now I just did arrow up and arrow down, and it should work. Doesn't seem to be working, this hot swapping system. So let's just make sure that it was compiled successfully. Gonna build solution. I'm gonna boot the server and get into the game. Alright, let's get into the game. See what's up with everything, if the system actually works or not. No, come on. Yeah, I forgot to change the faction of this creature. I need to do 35 here. Gonna need to reload it. Reload. Reload this. Yeah, all good. Now gonna need to delete this guy and re-add him into the game, and yeah, it works. Alright, so we have 0 gold, which is pretty good. This one does nothing other than refresh the entire menu. When I do never mind, it will close the menu. If I do give me money, it should give me 10 gold, and it sent me 2 messages. One of them is here, you got 10 gold in red, and the other one is you got 10 gold, missing O, text box. So after that, we cannot use the system anymore. We cannot do anything, that nothing really works. To fix that, obviously this is just a reminder, like this is what happens when we do when we send back into the gossip menu. To fix it, we're gonna need to copy this and paste it here, or we can do a single liner and do on gossip select, and we will simply paste here. But no. Just like that. Now let's try to save it and see what it does in the game. If it will compile it, because I'm not too sure if it will actually work. I'm pretty sure it will fail now. Alright. Oh no, it hasn't. Successfully installed module. Alright, let's see what it does now. Give me money. Yeah, it works just fine. Alright, so it didn't fail, which is good. Now, notice that we still get messages repeatedly. I added this line so we will know what happens. It still works, it always functions no matter what we do, which is really dope. Alright, so now let's go back into the editor and let's try to do something a little bit different. Let's try to make a teleporter, which is pretty much what we're all here for. So let's start by viewing what we can actually have as a valid teleport location. Let's go into this area here, like I did before. Teleport Gurubashi Arena, and let's type .gps. .gps gives me the map ID that I need, and it gives me the XYZ as well as other specifications that I will never really use. But what we need is map ID, which is 0. Gonna need the XYZ, which is minus 13277.400. I always get the 4 digits after the decimal, and I add F at the end. Then I do comma, space. Now we have 127, which is the Y location here. 127.372F. Then I have 26.141F. Then I have 1.118F, and I'm gonna copy all of it. The reason I don't do F after a single number, which is always map ID, it's because this is an integer. Integer does not require me to resemble what is the end line, what is the end character for a decimal point, like a float or a double variable. But these ones are. So I'm gonna need to let the system know where to end the decimal data. Gonna copy it, gonna go in here, gonna control D to duplicate, gonna add some space, and I'm gonna go in here and adjust it into Gurubashi Arena teleport, for example. Obviously gonna be case number 3 because this is an unused case. Case 3, it will be. And I'm gonna add break here, and now gonna make sure that the player gets teleported whenever he talks to the NPC and clicks on this menu. So teleport to, and we can see the variables that it will have. Obviously, first option, not what we need. We need the second option, which requires the map ID, float X, float Y, float Z, and orientation, and the final options we will skip. Now we do here paste. Very easy, very simple, just paste. Now let's try to save it and see how it will react in game, if it will actually adjust it and it will actually work or not. In game, it should appear as an explosion if it's successful, exactly like that. Let's talk to NPC, and it works. Very simple. So let's go and add a few additional teleport locations, like Orgrimmar. Let's do .gps, The default location of Orgrimmar is not a place I like. I don't like this one. So I'm gonna modify my own speed to be number 5. Let's go here. The entrance of the city, like here. I'm gonna type GPS, and I'm gonna need to copy 1, no decimal point, 1385.712 minus 4. Oh yeah, there are minuses, keep that in mind. 4369.27.242f 0.120f. Now gonna go in here, gonna duplicate this, case number 4. Now instead of Gurubashi Arena, I'm gonna call it Orgrimmar, and we're gonna copy this, Control D. After I selected what I want to copy, I'm gonna do here, instead of Gurubashi, it will be Orgrimmar. And instead of this, I'm gonna have this. Alright, now you can pretty much see how this one goes. Whenever I add a new teleport, I'm gonna need to copy this, and I'm gonna need to update this and this. Obviously, these are just notes. You don't really have to keep them. This is only so you will know what's going on, like in 6 months from now. So you will not see 4 different cases and be like, wait, what this number does? What is this line? Where is this leading to? And then you're gonna need to search for case number 4 or case number 3. Imagine this with 200 different locations. You know, so it's kind of important to keep that, just so you can know what each line does. Now this is a bit annoying. Yeah. Alright, let's add Stormwind as well. No, actually, let's do here. Let's do this. No, it's 0. I'm gonna copy. Gonna do this, case number 5 for Stormwind. I'm gonna adjust this to be Stormwind, which is really nice. So gonna save it, gonna see if it works in game. This should compile now, should work just fine, but we will know very soon. Let's go into Gurubashi. In the meanwhile, while it compiles, we can use the server as normal, as intended, everything is fine, and then all the NPCs will just explode. Now let's go into Orgrimmar here, see if it works. It does. Let's go back to our location and see if no. Let's go back here. Stormwind, does it work? Teleguru. And does this one work still? Gurubashi Arena. It works. Alright. Now, this specific character is an orc. Orc meaning horde. Now, let's make sure that this option for Orgrimmar can be seen only by horde players. How to do that? Gonna need to go into if this is the condition that we're having now, player get team equals team horde do this, else it will do this. If it's not horde, then it will show Stormwind. Very simple. Now, if we have several cities, like, I don't know, like Orgrimmar and Undercity, we will simply add brackets. Brackets like that, and brackets like that. And whatever is within the brackets will be, this is for Horde, and this is for Alliance. Now, whatever is in here will be Horde, here for Alliance, and you can pretty much see how this one goes. However, if we want to distinguish it even further, and not just to hide and not display, but we want it categorized. Like if we want cities to be example, and we want PvP arenas to be something different. How do we actually do that? It's very simple. Gonna need to add a different gossip. Different gossip here. Let's call it cities. I'm doing it within brackets. Let's give it ID. Let's do ID number 6 is what we currently have. And let's do PvP locations, which will be case number 7. Alright, so case number 6, what we need from case number 6 is we want to make it as similar as possible to on Gossip Hello. We need the text, and we need to send the new gossip menu, as well as to clear all the gossip menus that we currently have. Sounds familiar? Because this is exactly what Gossip Hello does. It clears the menu, shows everything that we have here, and then it sends the gossip menu, and then it functions as it should be. Now, obviously, we want to have a never mind button in case the player does not want to interact with this creature anymore. And we will need something different. We will need a go back menu, which will teleport us back to the on Gossip Hello, which is, I remind you, case number 1, which is exactly what this is being used for. So I'm gonna need to copy all of these 2 lines, and we're gonna go to case number 6. Case number 6 here will basically be cities menu. Break. Cities menu, we can see that we have here clear gossip menu, so we do not need to add it in here once again, but we will need to add all the cities that we have. So we need to copy this, or even to cut this out of here, and we will need to place it over here. Now this one will work. We can remove the if and else in here and just add like something else, even though I don't really recommend doing that. I recommend just adding if and else and not having multiple options, because we can have an option for cities for Horde, and then we can clone it and have it cities for Alliance. Not recommended. Double everything, no thank you. Gonna need to use if and else within this case by itself. What else do we have? We have PvP arenas, which will be an identical copy of this. Case number 7, PvP arenas, and break. We will copy this, and we will copy this. Add it right in here. Now, like I said, we will need a go back button, so we're gonna need to add this here and go back, and instead of 0, which 0 says close gossip menu, we will need refresh the menu. So case number 1, gonna need to copy this, gonna need to clone this one in here, and it should work. Now let's save it. As soon as we save, it should compile it. Gonna check it out in game. Let's actually add the O here. the missing O because it's a bit annoying to see. And let's hope it will work. As soon as we open the menu. Alright, we have give me money, still works. Alright, we have this is a test script, still works, and never mind, still works. Awesome. Let's go into cities. We can see that we can see. Yes, exactly. We can see only Orgrimmar. Now let's try to go back menu here. Yeah, everything is working just fine. Let's go into Orgrimmar here. It's working. Let's go back in here and try to find Stormwind. It will not be found. And let's go into PvP. We can teleport in here. It can be found. And this is a very simple layout of a simple teleporter. Now let's log into an alliance character. Oh my god. Yeah, there is a bit of a problem when a Death Knight is being created. He needs a specific spell to be learned, and only then he can use Teleport. The spell that you need is 50,977. Now, this is an alliance. Let's go to cities. We can see only Stormwind. Let's see if that one works. Yep. Alright, now we can spawn the teleporter, which is NPC add 90,001. We can add it everywhere, and we can change the NPC's display whenever we are in the database. Obviously, we can modify the NPC's morph through the in-game command as well, which is NPC set and display, I think, or model. I think this one model. And we can have the display ID. It will be very specific to this NPC in this specific location under the existing specific conditions that we have here within this realm. We can change the level, whatever, through the database. Let's go into Nevermind, closes the menu. I want to go back to Gurubashi Arena. And I want to make sure that this one still works because we don't have any gold. Give me money. Give me lots of money. Alright. Everything's working. Hope you learned something new. This is a very simple teleporter. Obviously, you can do better. One thing you can add is colors and icons. Actually, let me show you how to do that. Give me a sec. Alright. In order to have an icon, we need this specific line to be added before the text itself. Obviously, we can have different icon here as well. This one is the wheel symbol that we have here. Not a thing that we want to change too much. I'm talking about like in-game icons, like abilities and stuff. So gonna have this, and in order to change the icon itself, gonna need to go into icons here, and we can do, for example, can have this one. Gonna need to copy it. Copy and paste it exactly like that. This is the size of the image that we want to have. This is a simple syntax. Again, don't need to memorize it. Gonna need to know that it exists, but you never need to memorize syntax. Like, it's a waste of space. can just copy and then adjust. As long as you know what it's doing, it's pretty much what you need. And we can do exactly like that for multiple options. For example, for this one, I want this, and so on, so on, so on. Gonna save it. For cities, I want the entire cities to be in a red color. So I'm gonna do CFF FF0000, and at the end of the word city is gonna do R. Exactly like that. This is the color red. Gonna show it, gonna see it in game. Gonna save it, wait for it to compile. Gonna get in game and see what it does. If you're still talking to the NPC and it starts to do this explosion, the interface will remain the same. If we update, it will update. Alright, this is why it's refreshing it for. This is a test script. Click on it, nothing happens. Give me money, everything happens. Cities, we haven't touched this one. We can have like a symbol of horde and alliance flags in here, or we can have like blue text and red text and whatever. And PvP arenas, we can have like double swords here. We can also search for the proper icon. It's a simple website. Let's have sword. Oh no. Oh. Nothing. I'm sure you will find something a lot better than what I just provided for example purposes. So yeah, like I said, I hope you learned something. Best of luck, and see you soon.